So we're getting lots of reports of pastors being prepared to disclose aliens to people. I just feel like this is going very fast right now. I'm like, what is going on? Why is it speeding up so much? But it's so cool because I'm like, I just posted all my stuff about Christians and Christianity and all that stuff. And so it'll be really interesting to see how they obviously handle this. Because I'll be really curious to see, like, what they say. I mean, I'm sure they'll just say it's all God's creation, so there's nothing to be afraid of. Guarantee that's what they're going to say. They're not going to sit here and be like, they're all demons and we're all fucked. Also, I will say, like, I've obviously, like, seen a lot of Project Bluebeam stuff, but, like, I personally have been told, like, they're not going to allow it to happen just because it's, like, going to be too much for our nervous systems. It's already going to be enough as it is to deal with all of this. They're not going to, like, do this, like, whole thing is what I'm being told. This whole, like, fake alien, they're not going to be allowed to do it. So that's what I'm being told about it. This is getting really interesting. There's a huge sector of Christians that are gonna really go into psychosis, absolutely. And obviously God's been preparing me for that the last, like, few weeks here. He's been showing me little breadcrumbs of it, leading me back to it, and then obviously now we're seeing in the news that pastors are being briefed on talking to their congregations about it. So this will be really interesting. So again, like I said, this is how it's going to work. It has to go into our subconscious, then we have to start talking about it mainstream. But that's how we know that open contact is imminent. About 9 months, they said, after it goes completely mainstream, and that's all we're talking about. So we're really starting to talk about it a lot. So this is really going the way they're kind of telling me it is. So we'll see. It's very exciting. Confirmation burps. It's so cool to see my predictions come true in real life. And, like, more and more stuff just keeps happening that's, like, lining up with my channels, too. Like, it's super cool because, obviously, like, I've been talking about this for, like, a really long time. But then I've been talking about, like, kind of more specific stuff lately. And all the specific stuff keeps happening. Like, the stuff with, like, Chris Bledsoe. I mean, I saw orbs on Easter. I saw ships. I've been seeing ships since Easter. So Chris Bledsoe's predictions were correct for me. And then, on a personal level, and I've been seeing other people who've been seeing orbs they also have, like, an increase in them. Then the P47, P52, Amy Eskridge stuff. Then the David Wilcock stuff, and the Antichrist stuff with Trump and the Christ comparisons, and the truth coming out, and all the stuff that I've been predicting here. So this is really exciting because the more that, like, stuff goes mainstream like this, the closer we know we are to open contact. Like, that's what we know. So, like, I am being told, obviously, like, the church has to go down before open contact occurs. Like, that has to go down. So that's probably what's happening here soon. I do believe that the Vatican will be tied to the Epstein files some way, somehow. And then that, coupled with the fact that aliens exist, is going to really just be like, okay, we do have to go ahead and question our religion here. You know, we have to go ahead and maybe figure something out here. That's what I feel like it's going to do for people. It's going to be like, okay, that's, like, certainly enough. Let's maybe think about the stuff that, like, we've been avoiding. Which is that perhaps there's something deeper going on than what we've been told all of our lives and been sold. And then we're being shown that we've been sold on so many other levels in so many other areas. So could we potentially conceptualize that, yes, even perhaps our precious and beloved religion was also manipulated? I think so. I think we can come together and we can come to that conclusion. And actually, that's what my channel is all about, is it tells you that, it's actually not as big of a deal as people think it is, because first of all, God created, yes, of course, the aliens. And actually, the aliens, I'm in contact with them and God, and have been for like a year. And God's been telling me all this stuff about what's going on. And he's like, there is literally no need to panic, because there's actually a lot of good stuff in the Bible. There's just a few things. So it's like Christians don't have to completely give up their identity, and they don't have to give up God, and they don't have to give up Jesus. They just have to give up being fucking assholes to people in the name of God and Jesus. No, like literally, that's it. It is that simple. It's that easy. Also coming to terms and understanding with the fact that we have to create heaven here on the earth. It is not a place that we were waiting to go off into. Okay, there's a lot of us sitting here waiting for heaven, and it's driving us fucking crazy. And it's like, why would we do that? We're wasting our human experience on... and they did that on purpose. They did that on purpose. So you would be afraid to leave the religion because you didn't want to take the risk or the chance of it being wrong and then you not going to heaven and going to hell instead, because they really made it seem scary, and like it was like, this terrible place. Turns out it's here on the planet. It's the only place that you can go to hell, is when you go to a planet and incarnate. Otherwise, we are all God. Which also the Bible talks about. God created everything all at once, including all beings, which means that we are fractals of God. Everything is. So then that means when we die, we are God again. Okay, and that's why the Bible talks about Satan falling from heaven to earth. Literally tells you right in the Bible that hell is on earth, because Satan fell to earth. He didn't fall to hell. He fell to earth, bro. Tells us right in the Bible there, too. So that's what I'm saying. They put it right there. They left some good stuff. Jesus' teachings, good stuff. God existing, good stuff. God being the creator, good stuff. Moses, good stuff. Lots of good stuff. Jesus dying for our sins. We have to forgive our sins. Jesus being one person. Ascension being a 3-day process. Jesus carrying all the codes. Okay, so that's the only thing. So we just have to clear a couple things up. The whole story got all mixed up here. Now here's the thing about it, though, is you can hold duality with that as well, is because I still refer to Jesus all the time as if he was one person and he was one man in the way that I grew up knowing him. But also having duality and knowing that that's not really the truth, and that here we're going to fix the truth here. Starseeds are actually Jesus, and this is ascension is a planetary thing that happens every 26,000 years, and it wasn't a man that came down. It was millions of men and women that came down with a consciousness, not a person. And there's lots of people who carry different types of codes. He did, but the body healing codes, the mind healing, the generosity, the stand up for systems against oppression, all this stuff. And they erased the divine feminine out of the story because they wanted to oppress women, because we actually represent the creator. Yep. So yeah, the creator's actually not a man. Creator's a woman. Like, that's a surprise. Of course, it's going to be whatever they didn't tell us. It's going to be the opposite of that. So it's like, yeah, sorry, there's a lot of that going on in the Bible. It's the opposite of what they told us, kind of a thing. So anyway, it's going to be fine. This is my message to Christians who are having a panic attack here. Don't do that, okay? God created all of us. And they just lied to us, so, about basically everything. But it's going to be fine, because all we have to do is just get over it. And I have been doing that, so I can teach people, and all of us light workers have been doing that.